What's up, goodies? Welcome back to your girl channel and to my kitchen, how to cook. And today, honey baby child, am I happy to bring you this particular recipe. I'm going to show you how I turn up a mean vegan brown stewed chicken recipe in the kitchen, fast, easy and simple. This one is all the way up and mad flavor, I have to tell you that. Now, if it is the first time here, make sure to subscribe to my channel if you have not already. Turn on your post notifications so you will always know when new contents are uploaded. And for all our returning goodies, you already know, say, on a girl loving you to the max. You ready for cook? Well, come on, let's cook. Okay, goodie, let's cook. Now, in a container, you're going to need 2 cups of vital wheat gluten. And the one that I'm using here, I purchased this on Amazon. Now, to that, you're going to need 1 1/4 cup of nutritional yeast flakes. And that was also purchased on Amazon, okay? You're going to need 1 tablespoon of onion powder, and you're also going to need 1 tablespoon of garlic powder. To that, I'm going to add some all-purpose seasoning for extra added flavor, and you're going to add 1 tablespoon of that as well. Then you're going to add a tablespoon of paprika. To that, you're going to add a teaspoon of black pepper. You're also going to add about a half teaspoon of salt. I didn't add too much to mine, but you could add it to your liking. Go ahead and just combine that nicely and get everything all distributed throughout your nutritional yeast flakes and your vital wheat flour, okay? You want to go ahead and make sure that everything is well spread out so that everything will be evenly seasoned, okay? Now, moving right along, you're going to need your chickpeas. I'm using the one in the can here that's already cooked, all right? Now you want to go ahead and blend it. Now to blend it, you're going to need vegetable broth, okay? Do not use water for the recipe. It's going to take away its flavor. Now go ahead and add your broth to the chickpeas, all right? Give and take, you're probably going to add about 2 cups to your blender. If you don't have this particular one I'm using, just go ahead and use a blender and add 2 cups of the broth to it. And all you're going to do is give it a good little blend for maybe about 30 seconds at the most. Really fast. And then just go ahead and remove it. That is all it takes. It doesn't take that very long. You don't want it to smooth out like you're making a smoothie. That is good. Alright, now this is what you're going to do next. You're going to go ahead and give it a little well in the middle and start pouring in your mixture and just combine it. Now you'll know when it is right. All you have to do is just continue to add the mixture, okay, just like I'm doing here, and just spin it every time. Just keep turning and keep turning until you get it perfectly right. It's not exactly an amount of the liquid that you add to it. It's based on how it forms, okay? Just don't forget that. Now, I did have some left over when I got done combining the nutritional yeast, all right? So I just used that. I didn't throw it out. I just used it for later on. And you'll see what I did later on. But give and take, you're just going to go ahead and just keep adding a little at a time. Please do not pour everything into your mixture all at once because you will ruin the entire process. Just go a little at a time until you just get it the right kind of a consistency, like, you know, your meat should be. All right. Now, lastly, you're going to go ahead and just start kneading it in, just like you would be making flour, yeah, dumpling, whatever. Just go ahead and just knead it in. I'm using my gloves here. Just knead it in until it looks pretty much like this. That is perfect. Perfect. It's just, you just know when it's right. You just feel the texture and you just know when it's right. You don't want it to be soft, and you definitely don't want it to be formed too hard to the touch, okay? All right. As you can see, I still have some left over, and that is not going to go to waste. We're going to use it later on. Now, I did go ahead and get my veggies prepped. I have tomatoes and onions and scallion and thyme, pepper, garlic, pimento seeds, and bell peppers. You could use whatever veggies that you need, but that's the veggie that is best suited for this recipe. And I'm going to add some potatoes and carrots to the brown stew recipe. All right, moving right along, we are going to go ahead and we're going to cut up the meat, right? We're going to cut up the meat and we're going to season up the meat. So now you don't want to get a knife and cut it, because you don't want it to have that nice kind of a form. You want to just separate the mixture, just like you see I'm doing here. Just separate it, just break it apart, all right, and into the pieces that you desire. But remember, the bigger the pieces is the bigger the meat is going to be. So if you don't want it to be too big, don't do it too much of a large piece, because it's going to expand, really expand once it hits the hot water. So just do it at your desired pieces. All right, this was my pieces of choice. Now what you want to do here is add about a tablespoon of the browning to it, and just knead it into your nutritional yeast. All right, just knead it into the dough mix right here. Just knead it in, so that way when you start to fry it, it will have a nice color. It will take on a nice color. Then you go ahead and add the veggies to it. Okay, and just go ahead and just bring everything together. Just season everything together, rub everything together, mix everything together. And you want to sit it aside and just let it sit and chill for about 30 minutes, 30 to 40 minutes. Now I'm going to show you how I'm going to prepare this rice and peas. I have a lot of rice and peas recipe, but more never heard. Now I have about a cup of peas here, 7 cups of water. I did add some ginger, and I did add about a tablespoon of chopped garlic to it. Okay, then I'm going to add about 12 pimento berries to it, a tablespoon of salt, and that is it. Okay, that's all it takes right there. And I'm going to allow that peas to cook. Now the peas was cooked here. I did lose a clip where I did add the coconut milk to it, the cream, but I did add 2 cups of coconut cream. All right, I don't know where the clip that at, but I did add 2 cups of the coconut cream. Okay, so all I'm doing here is just adding the scallion and thyme to the mix, and 2 peppers here. The peppers are not hot, they're from my backyard, they're not hot, so I just went ahead and just threw 2 of those in there, so that way it has flavor. Allowed it to bubble for another 15 minutes. Now in here I am using the basmati rice, and I have 3 cups of that rice. You're just going to go ahead and just wash it really well, because that rice has a lot of starch, so give it a nice good rinse. And then all you have to do here is make sure you check your peas again to make sure everything is proper. The peas is nicely cooked and all of that other good jazz. Y'all, be sure that you subscribe to the channel if you have not. Don't just watch me here cooking. Be sure to subscribe, and don't forget to turn on your post notification, so that way you will be the first to be notified every time your girl upload a brand new one of them thingy, right? Yeah, so make sure you do that good. Love is so appreciated over here. Now just go ahead and just add your rice into the mix. All right, a lot of times people say them cook rice and peas, and the rice and peas come out flour. The reason why is because you either put too much water in the pot and it come out flour, or maybe you didn't put enough water in the pot and then it come out adi. Now to take care of that problem, once you put your rice into the liquid, okay, just like so, it is very critical to know that the rice has enough water in it. How you know? you make sure so you have enough water, like at least an inch or an inch and a half above the level of where your rice is sitting. Now mine need more water because I don't have enough water in there. So all I'm doing is adding about another half cup of water to it to bring it up to the 1.5 inch, at least an inch and a half. Now after you had that extra water, you just go ahead and mix it and give it a good mix, and you are good to go. You're good to go, all right? Because remember, once you put too much water in your rice and peas pot, you can't take out the water. The rice and peas already mash up and turn flanky. All right. Now for me, I always put foil over there. Don't tell me I'm not use my foil. I'm not gonna stop using it forever. It make my rice and peas come out nice, and just allow it to steam. All right. Now while my rice and peas is over there, son, it's all steaming. It's time to cook this meat because it's been sitting for that extra added time marinating. So we just go ahead and just put that good meat into some oil, and the oil that's in that pot, I'll say about 3 to 4 tablespoons of oil. Okay, and I'm using extra virgin olive oil. So let's go ahead and just put that meat in there, and my fire is at a medium heat here. Okay, so let's go ahead and put that in. I'm going to allow it to get a nice color, honey, because remember we are making brown stew chicken vegan style in the kitchen. Fast, easy, and simple, and full of flavor too. So yeah, I'm going ahead and just put my meat in here, and trust me, goodie, y'all better make sure y'all save this recipe. It's a good one, a very good one. Now be sure not to get the seasonings in the pot, as it's going to burn the oil. Okay, so don't do that. All right, now it's been going for about 5 minutes at a medium heat, and I'm just going to go ahead and just turn them over. The color is just as beautiful as I want it to be, honey. So we're just going to turn them over, and we're going to give them an extra 5 minutes of frying time on the other side. And when that is all toasted up, it is going to be fabulous. So just be sure to give it 5 minutes on one side and 5 minutes on the other side, and it's simple, beautiful, just like that. You just go ahead and just turn them, check them, nice, pretty, and it's ready for the next step. Now I have about 4 cups of the veggie broth. Okay, 4 cups, and I went ahead and just pour that 4 cup in. I'm going to allow that to simmer all the way down into the meat, all the way down. It does take about a half an hour, but before you do that, be sure to add a little bit of ginger. I did add the ginger powder. You could substitute out that powdered ginger for fresh. Just add some ginger powder and make it cook for 30 minutes. 30 minutes, you come back, that broth is going to go right down into the meat. Mad flavor. Now I did add about a cup of coconut cream to it, 1 cup only. Pour that on, and I'm using the one in the can, y'all. All right, and the remainder of the chickpeas mixed with the broth in the blender, I poured it on it. What that is going to do is thicken the gravy. All right, because you don't want to have watery gravy for your brown stew, vegan brown stew chicken. Now you want to go in and add all the veggies on top of your meat, honey. Okay, and your fire here is still at a medium heat. Just make sure you spread all that good veggies all over the top of your meat, just like I'm doing right here. Fast, easy, and simple as always, and filled with nothing but flavor. Yes, boo. All right, now this is what I did, just to give it another extra little color, because I want it to be nice and colorful. I added about another teaspoon or so of the browning. You could take away or add based on your liking. And then I added about a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar, because I'm not cook nothing without that, you don't know. And so I added just a tad more bit of seasoning, all purpose here, or whatever it is that you like, just for flavor on the veggies, right? Because everything is flavor here. We're talking flavor. Now I love ketchup on everything. It is optional for you, but it's a must for me in my kitchen. You could take that ketchup out and use tomato paste instead. It's going to work just fine. All right, and that is good right there. We are all done there. All right, don't forget to thumbs up the video, is good. All right, Now I did add another cup of water, okay, because I want the potatoes to cook properly and evenly. So I did add another cup of water and just cover it up and just make it simmer, make it go and do its thing. While that was simmering, I went back in, checked my rice and peas, and the rice and peas, honey, was all done. I didn't need to add any more water to it. I didn't need to do nothing, absolutely nothing. That extra water that I put on there and just seal it nice and tight and make it steam, it was perfect. It was done. It was smelling good. It was looking fabulous. And honey, yes, this is how you make your rice and peas in your kitchen without making errors. Fast, easy, and simple. I do have, like I said, many different rice and peas method that I do. I will try my best to link one of the rice and peas down in the description, so you go ahead and check that one there out. But yeah, the same thing, rice and peas. I hope you like that one. Follow the ingredients. If you follow it, you will get it right, okay? You won't mess it up. And this is the basmati rice. I always use parboiled rice, but today this is the route that we're taking. All right, so we are done here, honey. We are done here. I hope you guys are enjoying these uploads. All right, don't forget to thumbs it up though and share with all your friends and family. Honey, we are done here. You see, we're done. Yes, you know, so I'm happy showing how this thing a turn up. Look at that, y'all. That right there for you is your requested recipe. How to make vegan style brown stew chicken, Jamaican style, in the kitchen every time. Fast, easy, and simple. Straight on your table. Good if you ever smell this thing. This thing here smells so good, and I have to confess, this flavor here, that is so yum. The flavor is out of this world. I always say that, right? But that true me a talk. The flavor from this brown stew chicken, vegan brown stew chicken, is out of this world. Please, 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 y'all, go ahead and try this recipe. It is so good. That gravy is divine. That chickpeas really thicken the gravy naturally. And I mean, if you don't want to go that route, you could use cornstarch or so. But believe me, if you use the chickpeas to thicken up the gravy, it is going to be much healthier and filled with nothing but flavor. Plant-based way, honey, the best way. Look at that. Turn up. And when you put it on the plate, because the nose and the girl, it after showing the plate, the thing was divine. I did have it with some avocado, and I did some cabbage and carrots and tomatoes, and I did fry some plantains too as well. Oh yes, boom. The thing is massively good. And let me tell you something, it is so tender. The meat was nothing but tender, so tasty, and filled with nothing but gloriness. Yeah, be sure that you're sharing this recipe with all your friends and family. Tell them what's going on over here. Bring them, come and send them, come and waiting. And when you get done doing all of that, please tell me what you want to see me cook next in my kitchen. And remember, as always, from my kitchen to your kitchen, enjoy!